Welcome back for part 2 in Keegs' favorite anime series, YouTube series. I'm Keegs, and if you haven't seen part 1 talking about DragonBall Z, then you can click somewhere up here. But for now, we're going to get into my next favorite anime, Code Geass. Now, Code Geass might actually be fairly well known among anime fans, but I think for people that aren't anime fans or are not super deep into those circles, they might not know about it. So we're going to start off with some spoiler-free stuff, and then we're really going to get into my favorite stuff and why I love this series so much. Code Geass is the story about a boy named Lelouch, and Lelouch is living in this world ruled by an elite royal family, and this family he thinks is not really the best, and the world they're living in, a lot of people are oppressed, and the system's broken, so he's got to fix it. Now, he gets this amazing ability that really kickstarts his plans to fix the world, and he is the definition of the ends justify the means no matter what. So you can kind of guess the actions that he takes throughout this series. Now, this series has mechas in it if you're into that, but it's not overbearing. It's more of just part of the world they live in. And the series is riddled with heavy politics, complex strategies, moral dilemmas, a little magic, twists, turns, and a lot of sacrifices. I can honestly say that the first time I watched this, I had no idea where it was going, all the way up until the last episode. I think I've seen this series like 4 or 5 times, just showing everybody in my life this series because I thought it was that good that they all had to watch it. Now, if you haven't seen it yet, then I suggest you go watch it, come back. It's like 50 episodes split into 2 parts, and then you can come back for the spoiler side that we're about to get into now. Now, though, we are definitely in spoiler territory, because we are going to be talking about some of my favorite parts of this series. Starting off with Lelouch and Suzaku, their duality between the two, and how the rich kid born into a royal family is the one that wants to tear down the system and build a new, better one. And the Japanese oppressed kid that grew up, he wants to change the system from the inside and make it better that way. Honestly, I thought they both had very valid arguments, and I didn't even really know who I was rooting for until the end of this series. I couldn't believe when Lelouch killed Yuffie. That caught me so off guard. He was literally in the middle of saying that he concedes he lost, Yuffie's plan was going to work, and he was going to give it all up. But then his Geass fails at that time. Are you kidding me? Like, come on. The whole series could have ended right here, but nope. Then he actually shot her at the end of that episode, and I was waiting like the entire series for some way that Yuffie comes back, but nope, this ain't that kind of show. It was traumatizing. The mid-season finale with Suzaku was really crazy too. In fact, when I started the first episode in the second half, I had to go back to previous episodes to make sure I didn't miss anything. I was really confused. But then, obviously, you find out that the Emperor wiped his memory, and that's why he's living like all these things over again. And it was a really fun twist, but it got me bad. And then when you finally met his mom and dad in the Twilight Zone, you actually got a sense of their plan. And I thought they were strictly villains, but after hearing it, they definitely operate in the morally gray territory. And they had some good arguments, and I could see it from their perspective in some ways, and they were really just trying to help everyone. And that's one of the things that I really loved about this show, was there were like 5 or 6 different sides that you could choose from on this show, and none of them, strictly speaking, I thought were wrong, or at the very least, there wasn't one right one. You could choose anybody's plan, and they all had very valid arguments for why they wanted to accomplish their tasks in that way. And it made it really hard to watch one side take out another side, because you're like, well, they had a good point, but okay, they're dead now, so we'll keep on going. We'll see what you got to offer. I also figured that once they killed the Emperor, that was going to be the end of the show, but nope. An entirely new development emerged, and Lelouch actually did have another part to his plan, which I thought was really cool, because I liked seeing this series and it was really good, so I was glad there was more to actually watch. Though I was not glad to see Shirley dying. I was also traumatized at that death. And then Lelouch, the champ, he had to pretend to Rolo that like everything was okay and it's all fine. I was really glad when Rolo died. I did not like him very much. He was kind of a dickhead the whole time. But I know he like had a change of heart at the end and he killed himself for Lelouch, but I mean, it just felt like, you know, a lost dog killing, like dying, sacrificing itself for its owner. This boy was really messed up, and he was kind of a wild card anyway, so if he stuck around, I think that would have been bad news for everybody, because you could really never anticipate what he was going to be doing. And then when Nonali had the bomb and she finally opened her eyes and Lelouch had to use his Geass on her, it was so sad. And she resisted so well, better than anybody in the entire series, because she really truly at her heart didn't want to do it, but eventually she did succumb to the power, and that was really, really sad to see. And I think Lelouch by that point had sacrificed everything that he cared for, and he betrayed even what he said he would never do. Going back and watching it, it was kind of hard to sit through the first half because you're constantly waiting for the next thing to happen and crap to hit the fan, and when you're showing friends and family, you just want them to see the cool parts, and that mostly builds up in the first season and then is executed in the second season. So you're constantly waiting for that. I did love how the show ended though, and you know, Lelouch got me there for a second. Like the very last episode, pretty much, I was like, oh my god, was his plan actually to become emperor this whole time? But of course not. Suzaku was right there to stab him through the chest. And I thought it was perfectly done, and obviously they were in on it together, and they came up with that plan together, which was really nice to see that had all come full circle. You know, Lelouch said in the very first episode, those who kill should be prepared to be killed. I loved everything in this anime series, from how intense it got all the way to not being able to predict what happens next. And I want to know, in your headcanon, do you think Lelouch died on that platform there? Or was he on the card at the end with C2? But I would really like to hear from you guys. This is one of my favorite anime series, and I'd love to have a discussion. For now, this is Keegs signing off. I will catch you all next week in my top 3 anime videos, part 3.